Hi, my name is Leanne Chen, and I am currently a junior forensic science major at Texas A&M University. One, that's not exactly what I want this channel to be about. If you are interested in forensics, however, I'd be happy to answer any sort of questions because it is definitely not like CSI or any like of those shows you see on TV. Forensics is definitely a lot more specialized than people think, and in forensics you have one person doing crime scene, one person doing the analysis, and one person interrogating the suspects. And two, I really want my channel to be focused on my interests and passions because being in forensics for 3 years or studying forensics for 3 years at A&M University or Texas A&M University, I started to realize that working in the forensics career is not really what I think I'm super passionate about, or it's not something that I want to do long term. Hopefully, my career can be something where I can incorporate my passions in a more unconventional way, if that makes sense. I would say that my interests and passions are definitely nutrition and food science. Now, this was definitely something that I did not know I would get into until I actually entered college. So basically, senior year of high school, when they're asking you to apply for a major, like nutrition would have never crossed my mind. But being in college and kind of being in a new environment where you aren't really governed by your parents' rules, I guess, is definitely a time where you are starting to kind of figure things out for yourself. You're out there trying new things, and that could be anything, like whether you decide to hang out with different groups of people, you try out new hobbies, or you try out new foods. And for me, food was definitely something that was very fluctuating in my college experience. So for me personally, with food, I decided I want to try out all these different like Instagram diet concepts or like these different types of foods and kind of just see how my body reacted. And for me, just that entire process was such a fascinating thing because it really showed me how important food is for your mental and physical health. Now, I'm not gonna, if I'm being completely honest, that was definitely a very rocky ride for me, kind of just figuring out like that balance between food and health and how it's more than just the physical aspect when it comes to food. Those were all things that I definitely did take. It did take a while for me to kind of fully grasp that balance really is the key and that there really is no one size fits all for diet. Even as rocky as that was, just being able to see how food could impact you in such a positive way was something that I found really fascinating, and that is essentially what I want the essence of this channel to be about. Okay, this channel is not meant to tell you what you should be eating, or just because I'm eating something means you don't have to eat it or you feel as though you do have to eat it. I honestly just want to make this channel just for like just because I really wanted to kind of just like talk about food because if I'm being honest, there aren't a lot of people in my life that share my interest in like food and nutrition, etc., like holistic ways of health and eating. I'm not saying that the way I eat is like perfectly healthy. I 100% believe in balance. And that balance is something that you honestly have to kind of work out or like find yourself. You can definitely get help in finding balance in life, but ultimately only you truly know what your body needs and wants. And sometimes that's not always like chia seed pudding. Sometimes you just really want to eat some ice cream, and that's perfectly fine. You just need to figure out what that balance is for you. And that is definitely a rocky journey for some people. I know it was for me in college. College is definitely a time where I was experimenting with new things and kind of just figuring out what that happy medium was for me. And if I'm being honest, that's still something that I am trying to figure out to this day. Not just with food, but also with like academics, like having a social life, because both are equally just as important. But honestly, I just wanted to make this channel because I just want to talk about food. I'm not here to tell you, oh, you should eat this or that. I just want to share with you what I personally enjoy eating and hopefully inspire some people to try out new things or just like see what how diverse food can really be. As you know, I mentioned earlier, I'm a forensic scientist. I am not formally studying nutrition, food science, public health, any of that. So anything that I say in this should not be taken as verbatim. I'm not specialized in this information. I can only say that I look things up on the internet. Sometimes the sources are credible, like literaturistic searches. Other times they're not so credible. I kind of just see what's out there on the internet, and then I kind of just like see what works for me personally. If you really are struggling with something food related or like health related, um, I would like just say talk to an actual professional. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that just because I say something on this channel, it could be completely wrong, and you do not have to follow that. And if I do say something wrong, um, that's if I do say something wrong, feel free to correct me. If I say something, I personally believe that um, it's okay to make mistakes. I'm not intentionally out there trying to say, oh, this way is healthy or this way is not. I'm still in the process of learning about nutrition more and food science, etc. And if I do say something that is kind of insensitive or it is not actually true and you are an expert in this field, feel free to correct me, because that is definitely something that I am open to. I definitely believe in the idea of if you are wrong, then I will politely correct you. If I am wrong, then you will politely correct me. That just keeps a very open and diverse perspective in life. I really do believe in being super open minded. This came from a bunch of personal experiences I had this past summer, and just learning to be open minded and just listen to people and hearing them out is something that should be done a lot more, because it will definitely reduce conflict and it will definitely open your mind up to new and diverse ways of thinking. But yeah, back to the main point of this video. I just want to introduce myself, tell you what my channel is going to be mainly about, which is food, nutrition. Is what I'm going to be saying 100% scientifically backed up? No. Thus, you should not take everything I say verbatim. I just wanted to share what I think I know and what I do know based on what I've seen through other experts, and kind of just show you my experiences with food, what I really like to eat, just things like that. Yeah, I apologize in advance because honestly, I don't think my voice sounds super appealing, especially over video. I've always had a very low tone voice, so if I sound really weird or nasally or like I'm about to kind of cry, I'm really not. Like, that's just how I sound naturally in person, and honestly, I do think it sounds a lot worse over video. But yeah, honestly, I don't really have a specific reason for making this video or like making videos for YouTube all of a sudden. It was just sort of like a gut instinct. I just want to just talk about this type of stuff. And I'm not saying everything I say is 100% accurate or scientifically backed up. I just want to speak my mind sometimes, and I feel as though YouTube would be a good vessel to maybe see if there are people out there that share the same goals and passions as me, or if they don't agree with me, that's perfectly fine. I just want to kind of just talk and then show you my college experience and how food is influencing that. But yeah, also I apologize if these videos are definitely not up to quality compared to a lot of other YouTubers out there. I've looked at a lot of YouTubers and I know that they have really good quality videos, they know how to edit. This is my first video, and honestly, I'm still a full-time college student, so I don't have a lot of time to look into ways on how to make my videos more quality, or even go buy an actual camera. I'm actually recording this from my phone, and I did try the camera on my laptop. It just doesn't look, I just look terrible in it. I'm not saying I look great, I'm not saying I look great, but I feel like the camera on the laptop just sucks out the color like of me entirely. So yeah, this is really a learning process for me. I still just want to share what I want to say within like a huge platform. So that's why I want to make these videos, and I do apologize in advance if they are not like aesthetically pleasing. This is still a learning process for me, and I am not used to making videos. So please bear with me, and hopefully they will get better in the end. So yeah, this is how the laptop camera looks. It's honestly not the best quality footage. It's probably the worst I've seen like ever, but one, I don't have a camera, and two, I will try to use my cell phone camera a lot more. But if there is ever a situation where I need to use this, just out of sheer convenience, then I probably will. It's just that I don't really prefer to use it because I just don't like the way the camera kind of like takes the color out of my face in its environment. Like, I am definitely pretty tan in person. I feel as though this camera kind of doesn't really represent that. So that's kind of my main issue with it. Not the fact that it just makes me look like crap, but it's whatever at this point. I'm just trying to get by, and this is yeah. Then this concludes the end of the video. This was a really nice talk. I just want to give a little introduction video, just talk about uh, myself a little, why I'm making this channel, what my actual passions are, nutrition, food science, just those type of things, and and a bunch of disclaimers, obviously, since those aren't things that I'm actually an expert in. But yeah, thank you, and hopefully I will see you in the next video.